SBCs are one of the most profitable game modes you can go through within FIFA 23 Ultimate Team. When utilized correctly, you can make hundreds of thousands of coins, and even though most of the time you're getting a pack reward, and you could argue that it does come down to luck depending on what you get, but there's actually a few ways in which you can guarantee that you will always make profit. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you exactly that. But before we do get into the video, if you're looking for a guaranteed way in which you can make millions of coins, then make sure that you sign up to Next Level Foot Trading. Next Level Foot Trading is led by Futpepi, and it's likely that you have already heard that name. He's been the #1 trader from previous Ultimate Teams, and now he's sharing his trading tips in real time. I've recently joined the group chat and I'm following loads of his methods, one of which will be used within this video. And the cool thing with this is that you can sign up right now for as little as just $1. This will give you full access to everything on a 2-week trial, which is so much better than you spending money on FIFA Coins. So if you do want to sign up, there is a link in the description down below.
Nice.
Getting back into the video, with FIFA 23, there is a variety of different SBCs that EA will add. Some of these are available all year round, whereas others are only available for a couple hours. With all of these, the premise is exactly the same. You must supply players as part of a challenge. Once you submit these, you lose those players forever, but you'll get something in return, whether this be packs, players, or potentially even coins. Not every SBC is created equal. There are some which are always going to be better off doing than others. For example, EA will push different types of players as content to SBCs, so you'll complete a full starting 11, which will require you to have a certain amount of chemistry, a certain rating, maybe require you to have players from a certain nationality, a certain league, or maybe even a specific team. Once completed, you are gifted a player, and that player can be used within your main starting 11. But that player is also untradeable. The coins that you put into them, if you did need to go and buy those players, you've lost them forever. But in return, you have a player which you can continuously use. For most people, they make the mistake of whenever a new player gets added to an SBC, they are hyped, they are excited, they want to use that player. They spend thousands, hundreds of thousands, potentially even millions of coins in order to get as many of these as possible, only to realize that you can't use every single one of them. They end up having loads of players within their club from SBCs that they've completed, but unfortunately nothing that they can do with them. For these types of challenges, you should only go through them if they have sentimental value, it's someone that you look up to, they play for your favorite team, or if they're actually going to be good within FIFA for the rest of the year. If this ends up being a player that you're going to use for a couple weeks and then you're never going to use them again, then it becomes a waste. But instead of just sitting here talking about all the SBCs that you should avoid, let's actually talk about some that you should do. There are some challenges which will always put you in a better position after completing them than if you never completed them. You should spend the time to go through your advanced SBCs. These are hybrid leagues, hybrid nations, and league and nation hybrids. Marquee matchups are also added on a weekly basis, with there also being special occasions where EA will theme a marquee matchup around something else with another tournament. You can always profit from them. The packs aren't the best, but it is insanely cheap for you to go and actually complete these. It's worth going through the upgrades. This is from bronze, silver, and gold. With there also being special occasions yet again, where EA will expand upon these depending on the content that's available. With this, you can submit bronze players, silver players, and gold players. You will get untradeable items, but they typically tend to pay out a lot better, and as long as you're doing the bronze pack method, these can always be profitable. Depending what's currently happening with content, you may also have swaps. Swaps are a mix between you playing matches, completing SBCs, and also completing objectives. Once you complete a certain challenge, you will be gifted a swap token. These swap tokens aren't anything special. They're 60 rated players with a different colored card. You wouldn't want to use them within your main starting 11, but what you can do is head over to your SBCs, go through challenges, and find different types of swaps which are connected to that content. Depending how many of these swap tokens you manage to unlock will depend on the rewards in which you can redeem. Once you get to that higher end, there's certainly a lot of stuff which is going to be good, either that being players or packs. These are the ones which you should always be going through, and if you do go through them, chances are you're going to be in a much better position at the end than if you started. But with a lot of these, there's also ways in which you can make even more coins. Not so much with the swaps, because that's based on content that you need to go through with challenges. But with other types of SBCs which require you to submit standard players, don't just go out and buy them. That's what most people do. They may go into their challenges and see that there's an advanced SBC available. They'll then sign up to Futwiz or Futbin, go and see the SBCs that other players have completed and copy it exactly. But when they're going through, because they just want to complete it as quickly as possible, they'll head over to the transfer market, type a player's name in, use the buy now option, and then send them to their club. This is not the most efficient way to do things. It is efficient in time of how quickly you can actually go through this, but if you're really looking to maximize the most amount of coins, which is what I recommend, it makes more sense for you to bid on these players. You can bid on these players or even use a sniping filter to get them below their market value. And for each player, you may be able to save a couple hundred, potentially a couple thousand coins depending who they are. And that will give you more coins to complete even more SBCs if you wish to do so. This, in my opinion, is the bare minimum. This is what I recommend you do. But some of you may want to take it a step further. And this is actually by trading with those players. Especially on the cheaper end with the likes of marquee matchups. Marquee matchups are not what they used to be. Back when they were first released, people used to get so hyped for these that player prices would skyrocket every single week. Those days are long gone, but it does mean when a marquee matchup is released, you can now very easily go through and bulk bid on as many players as possible. Not only will this allow you to get players below market value like we just discussed, so that you can complete these challenges for a fraction of the price compared to what others are doing, leaving you having more coins left over, but it also means that you're likely going to be able to win a lot more than just one player. For the rest of the players, there's no reason for you to send them to your club in order to complete the challenge again, because marquee matchups are not repeatable, as well as this also being applied with other types of SBCs. So it makes sense for you to then sell them onto the transfer market. There's a lot of SBCs out there which I've been able to profit from just by trading with the players that are going to be available within these challenges before I actually complete the challenge itself. Now, this doesn't apply to every SBC. There are a lot of SBCs which are more expensive than others. But if you can do this on a smaller scale, such as going through your marquee matchups and some of the cheaper challenges which EA does push as content, and you're able to profit from there before you even complete the challenge, then you're always going to be in good hands. If you want to take it even further, you can even start to look at some of the players that could be used for SBCs and just trade with them without actually completing the SBC itself. One of the great methods to look at is from Futpepi himself. This is the Quintela method. This is where you'll actually look for common gold players who could potentially be used for different types of SBCs but are converted out of their default positions. With these types of challenges, it mostly requires you to have chemistry, so it makes sense for you to try and get these players within the correct position, otherwise they're not going to be adding any chemistry to the team. Instead of other people having to go through the whole process of buying a player, buying a position modifier, adding them together, and then reaching the chemistry required for them to submit it, they would much rather just buy the player within the position from the get-go. They want to save time. So if you use the Quintela trader method to change players out of the default position and list them onto the transfer market, you're going to be selling directly to those that are completing SBCs. And this is really if you want to be taking this to the extreme. The final thing to mention is that you must link these to objectives. No matter what you do within FIFA, whether it's SBCs, playing matches, or trading, if you can link it to the objectives which are available, you are always going to be getting a lot more rewards than your average typical player. And these do also apply to squad builder challenges. There will be times in which EA will release a repeatable challenge. And normally when that happens, they link it to another objective where if you complete it 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, 40 times, and so on, you will be able to unlock additional rewards on top of you being able to complete the challenge itself. And if you go through everything that we've just talked about within this video, where you're able to profit from them before you even complete the challenge, you just have an infinite money loop where you're able to grind through this, get loads of rewards without spending too many coins. And as mentioned earlier, this does link over to Fut swaps. If you're looking for the laziest way in which you can always profit from SBCs, just Just make sure that when foot swaps are available, you're grinding it as much as possible. These are free rewards at the end of the day, and all you need to do is spend the time to play through games, complete different challenges, save as many tokens as possible, which can be used for the different types of SBCs. Packs, players, you name it. You can put yourself in a really good position. But anyway guys, this is the correct way in which you should be grinding squad builder challenges within FIFA 23 Ultimate Team. If you want to take your Ultimate Team to a whole new level, then make sure that you do sign up to Next Level Foot Trading, and remember there is a link in the description down below. But anyway guys, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going, so see ya.